Welcome to the channel. I thought I'd put together a quick video about my Chaos Knight Desecrator, painted and converted by denofimagination.com painting studios, and essentially fish the internet for ideas about how to run this bad boy. But first, can we appreciate the conversion work that they did on this and the awesome level 4 painting standard that they did. It just looks absolutely glorious. Thank you very much, denofimagination.com. There'll be a link in the video description below if you want to get your Chaos Knight painted and converted up by those guys. Should mention that I did the base myself. I've done the base in the style of the End of All Things, because the idea is to add this knight to my Chaos Death Guard warband, known as the End of All Things. And so I told them not to do the base, I wanted to do it myself. And I really appreciate the work that they've done here. It is absolutely glorious. Now, the idea is to run this one not as the Iconoclast Knight thing, the other one, Infernal Household. That's the one. Run it as the Infernal Household, because Iconoclast Household, it doesn't make sense to me. That's the one where you can roll a d3 and you get a buff for 1 mortal wound, or you can pick and stick something, stick an upgrade on your knight and then just take d3 mortal wounds instead. And the other idea of getting the Knight Desecrator is having something that just charges straight towards the enemy and attracts lots and lots and lots of firepower while the Death Guard warband follows up behind it. But I also told them to magnetize the guns, and they did. They did magnetize the guns and weapons, so I can run it as different knights. And so here we have it loaded up as the Knight Desecrator. The previous knight I showed you, of course, is the Knight Rampager. Yeah, Rampager, Desecrator. Basically, this is the new kit from Games Workshop. Absolutely glorious piece of kit. And I'm wondering, what is the best way of running this thing? I'm thinking not leaving it at the back as this shooty version here. I'm not sure how reliable the shooty version is, so this is what I'm fishing for. Is the shooty version reliable? Because that gun is only D3 shots, right? Yes, the laser destructor is D3 shots. It is strength 14, which is nice, but D6 damage, D3 shots, so you only get 1 shot through, and it hits and wounds. It might only do D6 damage, might only do 1 damage, even if you get 2 shots through. And then you've got to roll to hit and wound. It's AP -4 though, but then you might only get, you could roll snake eyes on 2d6. Yes, I know the gun does D3 mortal wounds on a wound roll of a 6 as well, which is a nice little sting in the tail, but has anyone had any luck actually running it with that gun? Please give me your feedback. I don't think it's the way to go. I think running it as a stompy murderbot of doom is probably the best way to go. It certainly will attract a lot of firepower, and say this was charging up the table and backed up by Mortarion as well, so you've got a Demon Primarch charging down towards you as well as a stompy murderbot of doom, then it certainly gives your opponent something to think about. I know the two of them together will be 800, 900 points. That's a fair chunk of your army, but the rest of your army should be able to move up behind largely untouched, because you got to have to deal with these things, otherwise they're going to jump all over you. Now, when I asked them to convert it up and magnetize the arms, the one thing I wasn't expecting was this: 2 more fully magnetizable resin guns. So you can run these as rapid fire battle cannons or as Avenger Gatling cannons. And when you stick them on the knight, they look like this. And these weapons are available by Kickstarter, from Kickstarter until Friday. And the link is below. Den of Imagination have made them. And after Friday, if you're watching this after Friday, in October, then basically if you're watching this November onwards or a year from now, then you can get these from the denofimagination.com store. And there'll be a link in the video description below. Basically, Den of Imagination sell this stuff and design this stuff, and they are awesome. And that means that as well as just running my knight as a Knight Rampager and a Knight Desecrator, I can also run them as Knight Despoiler. Yes, Knight Despoiler, I got the name right. So that means I don't just have to run this as a Knight Desecrator or Rampager. I could run this as the Shooty Knight as well and keep it in the backfield going daka daka daka. And so question number 2, what is the best type of daka on a knight that stays in the backfield throwing down a lot of daka? Because let's not forget, Death Guard suffer from lots of long-range daka. Compared to many codexes, they're essentially a mid-range army. You can get Hellbrutes and you can get the mortars in it, but they don't have a plethora of long-range daka. The codex is a bit thin on units, to be fair, because it is a relatively new army still. So having a knight in the backfield with 2 rapid fire battle cannons like this, or the one with all the Gatling, I mean the Gatling cannons, that would be 24 shots getting spewed out of here. So the question is, what's the better one? Is 2 rapid fire battle cannons better than the 2 Avenger Gatling cannons? How do you guys run? And if you've got if you run Dakka bots, that instead of stompy murder bots, that they're Dakka bots, bellowing out guns here, there, and if bellowing out guns here, no, it works. No, it doesn't work. Bellowing out bullets here, there, and everywhere, and sowing death and destruction amongst those Eldar lines that we like to kill so much. What's the best way to run it? What's the best way to run this one if it's staying back and just throwing down firepower all over the place? I'm tempted to go with the 2 rapid fire battle cannons, because I know they're only 2 DC shots each, but when you've got 2 of them, that's a minimum of 4 shots, which is okay, but a maximum of 24 shots. You should be getting, even on a bad dice roll, maybe 10 Dakkas going downstream, and with the infernal power buffing one of these up, so it's got an extra strength as well and an extra damage, so it's D3 plus 1 for every shot that you throw down steam, with the infernal power buff that you can put on Chaos Knights. So what's the best way to run Dakka bots? What's the most useful stratagems that you find on this? And yeah, that was it. I'm fishing for ideas, guys, and also showing off this glorious level 4 painting work from denofImagination.com. So if you want a knight painted up by these guys, oh, and the idea is in the future as well, is now I've got 1 knight, that's jolly good. I can add into my army, and then maybe in 3 months, 6 months time, add a couple of Helverins, get a bit of Dakka as well. And of course, if you've got 2 Helverins and 1 knight, then suddenly it unlocks a chunk of command points for you. I think 5, not sure. Unlocks a chunk of command points for you, and maybe then shortly after that end up getting another big knight, maybe a Forge World one, I don't know. So it's a nice way of adding a bit to the end of all things, which is a bit different from what we've seen before. 1, get a knight. 2, then add some Helverins. 3, then add something more to it, but I don't know how to run it. So tell me how you run it. Tell me what stratagems you guys use. So the link below for denofImagination.com, and a link for the Kickstarter and where to get these guns from below. If you're a member of the DZTV Patron, then check your Discord links. If you're in the Patron, then you're in the Discord, and you can get 5% off Den of Imagination there through one of our affiliate links. But yeah, it looks so good. I think I'm going to take it out this week or next week. I'm taking it out soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. Happy wargaming.